Hey folks, welcome to Guitar Daily. It's Nick Granville coming to you from Wellington, New Zealand. So today I thought I'd talk about funk music. I mean, Funky Friday, right? So I was kind of going through this thing and this sort of process. I mean, the funk guitar thing is something I've worked on for a very long time. It's a big part of what I do. And I was thinking, like, how do we work on groove and pocket, right? It's one of those things that a lot of people struggle with, right? And I think one of the big things is like rushing or dragging, like just not really being secure about the time. So, like, a metronome gives you only a certain amount of things, right? If you get click, 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 it's not the most inspiring sound, it's not the most musical thing. It's not necessarily going to work on your groove, right? Because I've seen so many times where people put metronome on in the background and they play along, and then they think just by doing that they're going to get better time and better groove. It's not the case. You have to actually be aware of what you're doing and how you're doing it. So to me, it's like the more we can expand on that, the better. So I saw this awesome thing on Instagram that Joel Shadbolt posted. Joel's the guitar player in a New Zealand band called LAB, who are doing really well. I've known Joel for a long time, and it was really cool, so I'll show you that now.
You know what I'm thinking about? To my time, I'm talking about... I'm filling up the bar, and then if I want to hit anywhere, I got the correct hit, you know, instead of relying on 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. I'm thinking about 1, 2, and 3. So therefore, anytime I hit, it is correct. I might miss the note, yes, but not miss the times.
Right, so that was the great Dizzy Gillespie, and he was showing like how he thinks about groove is by thinking all those subdivisions. And I think that's one of the big things. If you just think something like this, so 1, 2, 3, 4, that's fine, but you know, that's what I'm thinking in my head, is all those subdivisions, right? And kind of feeling all those subdivisions in between. And one way you can work on that, it's a really good thing. I'm just using Logic here, but you can use whatever. But in Logic, set up a loop in the loop thing and just play it round and around. I'll get one going and show you. So this is Bristol Break, whatever that means. Just a funky beat at 110 beats per minute. So I'm going to get this loop going. I'm going to play over the top of this. And the thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to find a groove that fits it. Right, so I've got a groove there. I'm thinking all those subdivisions in between, right? And now to work on this, I'm not going to change my part. I find often people change too often, right? So I'm just going to play that around in a while. And I might do that for like 20 minutes. And you'll find after about 10 minutes, you'll really settle into it. And that's when you're in the pocket and the groove's happening, right? And it's really important not to change the part, right? As soon as you change the part, now you're maybe working on something else. What we're trying to do is really just 3 chords, same chord 3 times. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to lock with where the drums are. And I like using loops because they're real players, right? And the real players giving me all those subdivisions. They're also giving me a placement within the beat. It's not just it's not just like 1, 2, 3, 4 like a click would be. I'm getting like someone maybe sitting a little bit back on the beat or a little bit ahead or wherever it is, but in a musical kind of way. And that's what I'm trying to absorb by doing this, is that musicality, the pocket, right? Because pocket is not necessarily about being machine-like. Otherwise, like, drum machines would be the best drummers in the world, because they're the most accurate, aren't they? But there's something about that humanness that we want to it. So here's another one. I'll give you another example. No doubt you've heard this beat before. Whoa. And I'll do something like that for like I said, 20 minutes seems to be a good length of time to do it. What happens is you sort of settle into it. I could even feel myself in there. I maybe played 8 bars, 16 bars, whatever it is. I could feel myself kind of pushing and pulling until I found a place that felt right. And once you get there, that's where you stay, right? Give it a try. I've just set up 4 loops here. That could be an hour's practice, easy for me. Maybe even an hour, 20 minutes if I was going to give each one 20 minutes on those 4 loops. And the thing you'll find at the end of it is like you're feeling the time deeper. That's the key thing, right? It's getting it in your chest, right? Like just that, just getting it right down in your bones, if you know what I mean. And then what happens if you do that over enough period of time, it becomes a natural thing, and you get onto the bandstand and that same groove is right there for you like all the times. And then everybody else feels it too, right? You'll be playing with a certain drummer and you'll get a smile from them because you know you're locking with it. And the thing is, the great players I've played with, they all do this like, they all lock with the groove like straight away. There's no kind of settling in period. They're just like right there. And that's just because they've spent time doing this stuff. Give it a try. Hopefully it works. So that's Funk Fridays for you. I'll play out on a little one. Now, I'm going to give you some variation because this will be boring, but I'll give you the idea. Thanks so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please do, and like the video. And share it with people who are into the same sort of stuff. That's appreciated. Cheers.